Namaskar, hey there, young economists. Welcome back to Vision Economics Academy, where we simplify economics to help you ace your exams and understand the world around you. Today, we are diving into the exciting topic of demand, a concept that's all around us but often overlooked. Let's break it down step by step. Stick around to the end to have an easy understanding of this concept. So what is demand? Right? So demand is all about how much of a product or services people are both willing and able to buy. Now, you wanting to have something without the purchasing power is a mere desire. A person earning less than 20,000 a month would definitely only be desiring of buying a car worth 1 crore, right? So demand is what? Demand is willingness of the consumer and also supported by the ability to buy. So demand will be willingness plus ability to buy. Willingness and ability to buy, right? Now, individual demand. Individual demand refers to as to how much one person buys. So a consumer, we're talking about a consumer that is willing and able to buy, and whereas market is concerned, we are talking about all the consumers in the market, those who are willing and able to buy the goods and services in its possible price. This is important, in its possible price during a given period of time. So whatever the existing price is, at that particular price, how much a consumer or consumers are willing and able to buy. So that is demand, right? So demand is affected by various factors. Let us first see individual demand. So demand is affected by various factors. First of all, the most prominent, it is affected by many factors, but the most prominent is the price of the product. Whenever we go to buy something, we always look at the price, right? Yes, we do look at the quality of the product, the materials, but first and foremost is the price. So do you agree that the lower price would mean more demand? Low price, higher demand. Yes, if the price of a particular commodity reduces, it's mere logical, that demand for that particular product will rise, and vice versa. If the price increases, the demand shall fall, right? The other determinants is price of the related goods. Now, related goods can be either a substitute goods or the complementary goods, right? So the examples of the substitute goods are, the most common one is tea and coffee. So either people take tea or either people take coffee, right? Both are substitute, can be replaced, right? People use either tea or coffee. Now, these are the kind of products that can be used in place of one another. So these are the kinds of goods that can be easily replaced, right? So as far as substitute goods is concerned, if a price of a particular good increases, Okay, the demand for its substitutes will increase. If the price of tea increases, the demand for coffee will increase. So if the price for substitute good increases, okay, if price for a commodity increases, its substitutes demand may rise. Okay, suppose the price of the commodity like tea, if it rises, the demand for coffee will be more, and vice versa. And what is complementary goods? Complementary goods are, products or services that increase the value of other goods. Suppose, this is important, that increases the value of other good. For example, the most common example is car and petrol. Both are complementary goods. If the price of the petrol increases, the demand for car may fall, and if the price of the petrol decreases, the demand for the car increases. So this is how substitute goods and complementary goods affect the demand, right? Income of the consumer, very easy. More money, right, means more spending. Of course, right? So it is so understandable that the higher level of income of the consumer, the more they spend on goods and services. So income of the consumer has a direct relationship with the demand. Okay, then comes the taste and preferences. The spelling, it is supposed to be TAST, taste and preferences. Taste and preferences refers to the likes, dislikes and trends that influence what consumers choose to buy. For example, now before I go into example, let me tell, these are subjective. Okay, these are subjectives and can vary between individuals or groups, but they play a crucial role in shaping demand, right? So for example, let me talk about the positive influence of taste and preference. Positive influence would be, let me give you an example. If a product becomes trendy or aligns with the consumer's preferences, its demands will increase. For instance, if the eco-friendly products these days the eco-friendly products have seen a rise in demand. Why? Due to growing environmental awareness. So the taste and preferences of the people are changing. People are being more concerned and aware towards the environment. So the eco-friendly products, though it may be higher in the cost, higher in the price, but it may be more in the demand. Okay, then there is a negative influence also. For example, consumers these days are shifting their preferences from the sugary sodas, right? The demand for sugary sodas has declined in some markets as people are prioritizing health, and because of lot of campaigns that has been started in the social media, in all the other media sources against all the sugary sodas and drinks. So positive influence, I can tell you, environmental friendly product, negative relation is, this example is soda, right? Soda, sugary sodas. Okay, Now the final one is expectations of change in the price in future. So if you think the prices will rise, you might buy more now, and if you think the prices may fall in the future, you might postpone your demand, right? An example about buying more, expecting the price to rise, is how people expected the price of the rise of all essential commodities, mainly the groceries, during the COVID time, right? During the COVID time, how people were buying groceries even though they had, but with the expectations of rise in its price in the future, they bought the groceries. With the same expectation of the price to rise, people also buy gold, right? Now, sometimes we postpone our demand also in expectation that the price may fall. So we do mostly during the festive season, right? Because in festive season we get a lot of offers. So rather than buying right now, we postpone our buying, right? And we buy it whenever there are offers, okay, festive offers. Now, determinants of market demand. So along with all the determinants of the individual demand, there are certain added determinants of demand when it comes to market demand. That is size and composition of the population. Now the total population and its demographic structure, like age, gender, income levels, etc., significantly influences market demand. A large or younger population may demand specific goods differently compared to an older or a smaller one. For example, a city with a high percentage of young adults will see a greater demand for a trendy clothing, smartphone, and entertainment products, right? So this is how the age factor is, that is the composition of the population, is playing a role. So young adult population means higher demand for smartphones, trendy clothes, right? So this is composition of the population that's coming into play. Size of the population, if the population grows, obviously the demand will also grow, right? Yes. Then comes seasons and weather. So market demand for many products fluctuates based on the seasons or weather conditions. Certain goods are more desirable during specific times of the year or weather conditions. For example, in summer there is increase in the demand of ice cream or cold drinks, okay? And during winter the demand might increase for hot beverages, right? Woolen clothes is another example, okay? So this is how season and weather affects the demand. The sale of umbrella will obviously be more during monsoon, okay? All right. Then there is distribution of income. Now this is pertaining to whether the income is equally distributed or only restricted to few people. If the income is equally distributed, then many people have option to buy, right? Many people can afford to buy, so the demand is increasing. Demand will increase, sorry. If the distribution of income is not equal, then the demand may fall, because only fewer sections of the people may be demanding. Okay, so we'll do this much for in this class, and we'll continue this chapter in the next class, in the next episode. Stay tuned. We'll continue this chapter in the next episode. Till then, be safe, study well, and namaskar.